Hello and welcome to our At My Advantage 365 video training series. Today we're going to discuss entering rental orders within the system. Move to the Rental Advantage navigation pane and click on Rental Orders to view a list of your open rental orders. To enter a new rental order, click the New button in the Home ribbon. On the number field, press Enter to assign the next available number. Next, identify the sell-to customer for this order. If you're uncertain of the customer's name or number, use the drill down arrow in the customer number field to open the list. If you know the customer's name, you may filter the list by name by clicking in the name column header on the list. Note that you can change the default filter column by selecting the Set as Default Filter column here on the bottom of the right-hand corner of the list. This will allow you to set the filter to name instead of number. From within the customer list, locate the customer who is placing the order. In this case, it's going to be A.G. Edwards, the Farmington branch. And to select that customer number and enter one more time to bring in the customer information. The customer sell-to address information will automatically default in from the customer's card. Your order date, which represents the date upon which the order was placed, will always default to the current system date. If you're using salespeople, the salesperson code from the customer card will automatically default onto this rental order, but can be changed if needed. If you're using relationship management and this order came in as a result of a marketing campaign, select your campaign number, otherwise press Enter to move to the next field. The customer PO field is used to capture the customer's purchase order number. By entering the customer PO, it will print on all quotes, orders, invoices, and other credit memos generated for this rental order. And I'm just going to enter in my PO number. If you're using responsibility centers, your center will default in based upon your user setup, or you may choose to change the responsibility setup for this order. And I'm just going to select my responsibility center. If you do not have a deal code defaulting in from the customer card, then go to the default deal fast tab. Enter in the deal code to be used for all of the lines on this order. In our example, A.G. Edwards is requesting a 1-week rental. If you know your deal code, you may enter it in, or you can drill in to find your deal code. We're going to select the weekly, and advanced deal code. To represent a weekly rental term billing weekly and advanced, we're going to skip over the initial term fields for this demonstration. Please refer to RMI's other videos on rental order processing for more information on initial terms. We're going to indicate the start date of this rental as May 8th. Please refer to RMI's videos on entering dates found in our introductory section for more information on shortcuts for entering date values. Because the from date is the 8th and we have a weekly deal code, the system will automatically calculate the through date on this rental as 5/14. There are several dates on the right side of the screen. Staging date is the date upon which in your organization would need to pull the equipment and begin staging it for delivery for the customer. Your shipment date is the date upon which you would actually ship the equipment out of your facility to the customer's rental site. Your return date is the date upon which you would pick up the equipment from the customer's rental site. Finally, the availability date is the date upon which that equipment will become available once it has reached your facility. The difference between the return date and the availability date is to give you some time or the ability to enter in some time for any review or checking in of that equipment. By default, the staging date and shipment date will default to equal the from date on the rental order. And the return date and availability date will always default to match the through date on the rental order. However, you may change these values. If you change them, the new values will be used on delivery tickets as well as your pickup tickets. On the Invoicing Fast tab, you'll find that your bill to customer number and address information has automatically defaulted into the rental order from the bill to information on the customer card. Notice on this order, if I go back to the General Fast tab for a moment, our sell to customer number is CU00149 for A.G. Edwards in Farmington. But on the Invoicing Fast tab, the bill to customer number is CU00150, and this address is out of St. Louis. This is because on our customer card for A.G. Edwards in Farmington, we've identified that we would like the bill to customer to be St. Louis office. In our customer record, you have not identified a different bill to customer number. The bill to customer address information will automatically default to be the same as your sell to customer information. Your global dimensions may be different, but in this demo company, we have identified our global dimensions 1 and 2 as branch code and department code. They will automatically default from the customer card or responsibility center depending on your configuration, and you may change them on the order by order basis if necessary. Your payments terms code will automatically default from your customer card. Let's move to the Shipping Fast tab. The Shipping Fast tab will automatically default to the ship to address information from your sell to customer. If you've established any ship to codes addresses for your customer, you may choose a ship to address from the ship to code list. Besides selecting a ship to code, or you may simply type over the ship to name and address. For example, let's say the equipment should be delivered to RMI. Enter in the ship to address information, and this information will appear on the ship to address information as well as our order service if you're using Rental Advantage service. But from here, I'm just going to select RMI and hit enter, and it's going to change the shipping address information for me. Your location code will also default from your responsibility center, or it may default from your customer card. Be sure that tax liable is checked off if this order and customer is considered tax liable. And the tax area code should represent the tax area code for the ship to address. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to open up the Communication Fast tab. And we use the Communication Fast tab to keep track of contact information for your sell to, ship to, and bill to customers. Next, once you've identified the information on the rental order header, we can move to the lines. I'm just going to scroll down and show my rental and sales lines. First field we need to identify is what type of equipment that they rented. We're going to use a rental product because if you watch our rental product video, you'll recall that the rental product can be associated or mapped to different types of assets for serialized rental fleet or items for non-serialized rental fleet. So we're going to select product number. We need to select the product number of what the customer is requesting to rent. I'm going to look up my product by drilling down into the list, and our customer has requested to rent an Inspiron 8500 notebook. So I'm just going to type that in, and I'm going to select my 8500 notebook. Once you locate that product in the list, simply press enter. It will automatically bring in that product number as well as the description from that product card. In the quantity field, enter the quantity that the customer is ordering. Quantity shipped represents the actual equipment or quantity currently shipped against this order, or equipment that is currently on the site on this rental order. This field will be left alone for now. Please refer to RMI's videos about shipping and receiving equipment against orders for more information. Notice that the rental deal as well as the dates have automatically been filled in. This information has automatically defaulted from our default deal fast tab in the header of our order. You'll notice that the unit price is automatically filled in as well. The unit price will automatically default in provided you have established rental prices and you've established a rental price meeting the same parameters for this customer. Continue entering information about the different products that the customer would like to rent from you. If the customer will also be charged for one-time charges or sales of either products or services, move to the Sales Fast tab and indicate what the customer will be charged for. That the customer will be charged for a one-time delivery fee for the delivery of the equipment to the rental site. Under type, I'm going to select the type of resource, and I'm going to select my number as my delivery and pick up charge for my rentals. Notice we have a pop comment, so you'll see the comment sheet from when we decided to set up our pop comments. And I'm just going to hit OK on this window, and it's going to default in the description and my quantity along with the sales date of today. And the sales date will match the from date on the rental order. And enter the unit price. If the price that is defaulted in from the resource card is not correct, you may overwrite it. And I don't have anything that defaulted in, so I'm just going to put in a $100 charge for delivery. Continue identifying any sales of either products, equipment, or services for this customer for this rental order. Once you've finished entering in all of your rentals and sales lines, you can set up the recurring credit card charge on the rental order by going to the EFT Fast tab, placing a check mark on the recurring credit card charge field, selecting a payment method code of credit card, and either selecting the customer's account information or entering it directly into the order to use for the first time. You may wish to print the rental order or rental contract and send that to the customer. To generate that rental contract, click on your Print Rental Order button at the top in the Home ribbon. When the rental order report screen appears, the first thing that will appear is your Options Fast tab. Identify which information you would like to appear on the rental order. Notice that we've indicated that we would like the company address, the phone number, the fax number, the home page, and the email. We would like this to print in the upper left-hand corner of this rental order. You may also choose to include the bill to contact on the rental order as well as the ship to contact. Both bill to and ship to contacts are the names of the individuals that you've identified on the Communications Fast tab. If you would like to print some number of extra copies on this rental order, indicate the number of extra copies here. If you would like for the rental contract to show the extended amounts, as well as totals in the bottom of the rental order, place a check mark in the Print Extended Amounts field. If you've chosen to print the extended amounts, the number of periods to extend, if this order is for an indefinite deal code. By default, the system will default to extend the indefinite deals for one period, for example. If you have an indefinite deal code which is set up to bill monthly in advance, and you choose to extend the amounts, and you choose the number of periods to extend, is one of your rental order will show indefinite rental at the start date of the rental order, and it will show for each single monthly period the dollar amount to be billed per month. And then at the bottom of our rental order, we'll see the grand total for each monthly billing we expect. Please see RMI's video for more information on how to print marked lines only. This will be found in the Adding Additional Lines to a Rental Order video. If you've already signed or shipped equipment against your order and you would like the serial numbers and/or quantities of that equipment to print on your rental order, there's a check mark in the Print Shipments box. And please refer to RMI's video on shipping and receiving for more information and how to assign the actual equipment that was delivered to the rental order. And finally, if you would like your signature line to be printed in the lower left-hand corner of the rental order, place a check mark in the signature line field. I'm going to preview this on screen so we can see the results of this order. And I'll just have our company name and address printing in the upper left-hand corner. We see the rental order number as well as dates. We can see who our bill to customer is, as well as our ship to address. We can see the equipment that the customer has requested for rent. Anything that is being sold at the bottom of our signature line, as well as our totals, you may print this rental order and send it to the customer for authorization. When you're done printing or previewing the rental order, you may close this window. This concludes our video on how to enter a simplified rental order. This concludes our video. Be sure to watch all the videos in RMI's training series to help make your job easier and to make you a more efficient user of the Advantage 365.